Hey guys, it's Transformers iDubbbz here, and welcome back to another Q&A with Diamond Bolt. I know, this one came out really soon after the other one, but, you know, I just love you guys so much. I don't know if I've made this clear or ever said this, but these Q&As are supposed to be monthly. I don't know if I don't think I have actually said that. So that may explain the long gaps in between. I don't know. Now, since plenty of you guys are getting pissed off at me that I'm ignoring your questions, I've bumped the usual 100 that I take to 150, which means I'm going to try and get through these a lot quicker, and so I can include more questions. So there you go. Stop telling me I'm ignoring your questions. Do you know how many comments I get? Just before you begin, this will be the last video I'm filming for 2017. I've filmed a few other things, so they'll come out in between and maybe after this Q&A. But this is the last video that I'm filming. So I really just wanted to say a massive thank you to everyone this year. It has been a very interesting year for me outside of YouTube, but in terms of YouTube, I think I've been doing really well. The channel is growing splendidly. My content finally looks how I want it to look. You know, I've gone from this to this.
Transformers has a fair share of awesome.
What? To this. It's out of the way right now. I'm sorry.
I can't see him. Where is he?
And now look, finally, I almost look professional. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for supporting me this year, for all your kindness and generosity, especially to those who continue to support my content, even if it's not Transformers related. That means the world to me. I am living my dream right now. This is amazing for me. This is all I've ever wanted to do. It just makes me feel so giddy to be able to sit down here and answer questions from people who watch my videos. So I hope next year doesn't suck as much as this one has in terms of YouTube related. Whatever it is, I'm glad I'm still able to do this, and thank you so much for everything. You know, I look at most other YouTube communities, most of them, I'm not going to specify, and most of them, their comment section is really nasty, and a lot of them are kind of ungrateful, but I look at mine and I just feel overwhelmed with how kind everyone is most of the time. I can't say everyone, but I've never uploaded a video and gone to a comment section and not smiled. The goal for me this year was to get to 50,000 subscribers, and I can't believe I actually did it. That seemed like it wasn't going to happen, and it did. Next year for me is 100,000, and that actually seems like a possibility now, which is amazing. We're up to almost 60,000 as of this video. I'm still trying to wrap my head around the fact that, you know, I've got tens of thousands of people that watch these videos, these very, very weird videos. Anyway, I'll stop gushing. I just wanted to say thank you so much for the kindness, for the fan art, for the PO box stuff, for the suggestions, for the compliments, for telling me that I need to fix my pimples, whatever it is, thank you very much. Anyway, with most of the viewer retention thoroughly gone, let's actually get to the Q&A. Any video from Diamond Bolt is a gift. Again, awesome videos, you're one of my favorite channels so far, thank you. Here's a few questions for future Q&A. What is your favorite character in panty stocking with garter belt? I would definitely have to say stocking. Do not ask me why. I'm gonna add that to the waifu list. Do visual novel games like Danganronpa series interest you? I have actually heard of that series. I've been meaning to check it out for years, but I still have no idea what it is. But I have played a few visual novels before, and I have actually really enjoyed them for the most part. You seem to have an opinion on the Raging Nation. Oh god. Consider this my official public service announcement about the Raging Nation. Those are all jokes. I have nothing against. Oh my god, there is far worse on YouTube out there, okay? I'm not trying to put him down. I don't think I'm better than him, alright? That was just a joke in terms of the excess of content relating to Transformers movies. God, I hope no one took those seriously. What are your opinions on other Transformers YouTubers like Primus Prime 22 and Rodimus Primal? Well, I know them personally. I think they're fantastic people. One thing that interests me is that the Transformers community on YouTube seems to be very small for the most part. I mean, you've got the juggernauts in terms of the movie-related content, and a lot of people were saying that I'm one of the only channels that really, or at least at the time of like 2015, 16, who was talking about anything other than Transformers. I think that's why my channel has grown so much, is because I appealed to a demographic that wasn't really there at the time. I think these channels are fantastic. So all of them in terms of Rodimus Primal, Primus Prime 22, Commodore Cam, Eddie Juan. I think they're very underrated, and I think a lot of their videos are very informative. If you're looking for proper Transformers content that is more informative and educational about the series, they're the guys for you. Remember when I said I was going to be quick with these answers? Hi Diamond Bolt, big fan of your channel, always makes me smile. What incarnation of Shockwave was your favorite? Probably a few months ago I would have said IDW, but at the moment, recently doing the animated video and just watching Shockwave again, definitely prefer the animated Shockwave. He's adorable. DBI have a question for you. What's your favorite Grimlock? Once again, the animated one. He is so cute. Do you think the Transformers Cyberverse toy line will be better than the RID 2015 toy line? I think you could, like, go to the toilet and do a shit, and that would still be better than the RID 2015. If I'm gonna be honest, I do not know how they could possibly make it worse. Honestly, I do not think it will be better. If Hasbro has succeeded so much with the RID 2015 toys, why would they stop, you know? I want them to be better, but I doubt that they will be. Really dumb question, but what's the name of the scream that you've been using in your videos lately? I've been searching for it everywhere, but no such luck. What scream? Is it this one? Or this one? Also, do me a favor and don't look for the origin of that one. What do you think of these Velocirotor blades? Oh my god, I remember that.
Corpse from Raptor Beast into vicious robot with spinning Velocirotor blades.
Okay, in all seriousness, the Masterpiece Dinobot looks fantastic. Will I buy him? Probably not, because he looks incredibly fragile, but he looks pretty cool. If you had to choose, who is your favorite The Last Night Transformer? For me, definitely Barricade. I like when he jumped to attack Grimlock, he's like freeze and just gets wrecked. My questions, I want to ask if you've seen Star Wars The Clone Wars, and if so, what was your favorite episode? Will you play any Batman Arkham games so we can see you fail at being stealthy? I've seen some episodes of Star Wars The Clone Wars. I could never really get into it because when I was watching it, I wasn't really into Star Wars at the time. I'm still not really. But from what I've seen of it, it was really cool. It's like the Transformers Prime of Star Wars. It's like 100 episodes long, so I'm probably not ever going to watch the whole thing. But from what I've seen of it, I did enjoy it. Will I play any Batman Arkham games? I've played City and like 1% of Origins, and I enjoyed City, but I'm not sure, like, I've sort of lost interest in the series. It's not really something I'd go back to. Will I play it for the channel is what you're asking? Maybe, but I don't know. What is the meaning of life?
Constantly waiting and yearning for something good to happen, hoping the next day will be better. Also watching hentai.
How would you feel if IDW made a Bionicle series of comics? As I've said before, I would lose my mind. That would be the coolest thing ever. I can't wait for them to introduce the gay Bionicles. How do you feel about the theory that Optimus Maximus is a reference to the episode in G1 where the Autobots pretend to be Menacer, aka the Stunticons? I never thought of that. That's interesting. Do you listen to any podcasts? No, the closest I've ever gotten is to the H3 podcast, and I've been meaning to listen to that while I edit, but sometimes it doesn't work out. It's hard to listen to two people talking at once. Thoughts on superhero movies and shows? I freaking love them, and I don't get why people are saying that they're overdone. I mean, I guess Marvel's sort of the representative of this whole genre because DC is not doing much for themselves. I've loved every single Marvel movie and show that I've watched so far. Do you like Star Wars? If you say no, I will not unsubscribe because you're a good. I don't love Star Wars, like I'm not intently into the series, but what I have seen of it, I've liked. I saw The Force Awakens, I saw Rogue One, and I love them. So I like Star Wars, I guess? What are your thoughts on Silver and Blaze from Sonic the Hedgehog? They happen to be my favorite characters from the series, and I'm curious about your thoughts on them. My younger self would tell you that they were my two favorite characters back in the day, and that if they weren't a couple, I would have literally lost my shit. Nowadays, and I look at how the series has treated them, and I'm honestly really disappointed. It's no use!
They're two very awesome characters that haven't really been used properly.
Are you gonna try and play the rest of Bloodborne? No, I think I'm good. Maybe, probably. Not at the moment since the first video did so shit, but I think I'm gonna try and do more gaming one-offs from now on instead of doing a series of it. If IDW make Mario Bros. Comic series, would you be crazy happy when they would made a crossover with both Mario and Sonic? That would be awesome, actually. I think IDW would be the best people to do that. Would you do a Sonic the Hedgehog character summed up in one quote? Yes, that's coming eventually. It was supposed to be this month, but I postponed it for the sake of some upcoming projects. What would Waspinator and Skybite think of each other? They would be the bestest of friends, okay? Who would win in a race between Sonic and Blur? I don't know my Transformers facts in this aspect. I know Sonic can reach faster than speed of sound. I'm gonna guess Blur, but I don't know. Don't fact check me on that. Would you like to see IDW make an animated season 4 comic? Yep. Which ideas from the cancelled 4th season of animated would you like to see be made? All of them. Favorite issue of the G1 Marvel comic? Oh man. Oh my god, there's so much. How am I supposed to pick one? Holy shit, how many freaking issues of this did they freaking write? I can't pick one because I've only read them as collections. I couldn't differentiate between the stories, but I'd have to go with the Unicron arc at the end of this comic or the very beginning with Shockwave. That was really good. Have you watched Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged? If not, watch it now, please. Card games on motorcycles. Hey man, thanks for being a real dude and not one of those, hey, what's up, subscribe, I want money. Alright, anyway, with that guy, hey guys, be sure to head down to my merch shop on diamondbolt/givememoney.com. I've got all the latest Diamond Bolt merchandise. What do you think about a side story of Dispenser from the first Bay movie becoming sentient and making a great life for himself by becoming CEO of Mountain Dew? I would pay good money to see that. So, sir, what's
What's our business plan for this year?
Give me the Allspark.
Sarah, please, we need to focus.
Give me the Allspark. I really love your cherished Ruined Forever videos. So ever thought about doing those videos based on characters that you love or hate? I have never really thought about that. It's an interesting idea, but I don't know whether I would do that. Will you do a cherished forever on Good and Lagging? I'd be more likely to do a bolt bite on it. I love the show, don't get me wrong, but cherished forever is the stuff that made me feel overwhelmingly happy. And Gurren Lagann, don't get me wrong, is fantastic, but there's no feels from that. What's your opinion on Call of Duty as a whole, and could you possibly do a Ruined Forever on some of the newest games? I've never played a single Call of Duty game in my entire life. All I know is that the series is not very well liked at the moment. Will I do a Ruined Forever on it? Well, I'd have to pick up one of the games to do that. DB, you're so adorable and awkward, it hurts my soul. Thanks. I would love to send you a figure, but I don't know what you have and don't want to send you the same figure. You could show us your whole collection. I think I've done that before, but yeah, sure, here you go. Thank you for wanting to send me something. That's really nice of you. My collection's really sporadic. I couldn't really give you a definite. Who's your favorite character in animated? Mine is probably Jazz. I'd say Bumblebee at this point. I love him so much. Also, did you read any of the animated comics? And last question, will you ever open your Twitter messages so people can ask you private questions? Animated comics, I have not read any of the original, like the Arrival comics from IDW. I read some of their really shitty, like screen cap taken from show comics, and those were terrible. Will I open Twitter for private messages? Probably not, but I do have a messages tab on YouTube if you want to send me messages privately there. Sometimes I answer them. I admit I don't check it very often, but if you want to ask me something, this is going to be a super quick Q&A. What did you do with Michael Bay's corpse? In Transformers, what does it mean to be Conjunx Endura? Did I even spell that correctly? No, but I have no idea how to spell it. Conjunx Endura is like partner in terms of like marriage or love interest, so it's like your closest soulmate. What the hell is this? What am I doing? Hey Damabot, would you rather meet and befriend a real-life Soundwave or buy the film rights to Transformers and make your own TF movies? Oh, I could not do any better than what they're doing at the moment, I'm gonna be honest. So yeah, definitely real-life Soundwave. Are you into the Mortal Kombat series, and will you ever play one of the classic games on the channel? And what are your thoughts on the G1 reboot coming next year? I've never played a Mortal Kombat game, and I admit it's a little bit too excessive for me. I have played Injustice and the fighting system, and that was good, so maybe one day I'll play Mortal Kombat. And the G1 reboot, I thought that was Cyberverse, was it not? I'm really confused about that, but if there is still a G1 reboot coming, then I'm very, very disappointed. I have a question. What do you think of the Power of the Primes toy line? I think it looks pretty decent so far. The Dinobots look really cool. Love your videos, make me laugh and got me back into Transformers fandom and introduced me to More Than Meets the Eye, so thanks. Yay! My question is, from More Than Meets the Eye, what would you do if someone was writing about fan fiction about Drift and Deadlock fighting over the body? Oh, that sounds so cool. I mean, it's not necessarily like a multiple personality disorder, but if that is actually a really cool idea. I never thought of that. Definitely write that. That sounds awesome. Which Ben 10 alien did you want an ultimate form of? And last, what was the best deal on a Transformer did you found? I got an inbox Combiner Wars swindle for $5. Damn it! They never gave us an ultimate Diamond Head, which would have been freaking cool. The best deal I got on a Transformer was probably some of the pre-owned ones I got. All of these ones that I'm showing on screen right now, these ones are pretty decent. I got them, I can't remember how cheap I got them for. Pre-owned Transformers are the best, unless they don't come with a freaking head. How are you feeling about this? Pretty much how Skids is looking right now. Hey Diamondball, do you like Screw Attack, and what are your top 5 Death Battle videos? I admit I find Death Battle reasonably entertaining. I could not pick a top 5 because I can't remember any of them. My favorite one is Yang versus Tifa. For obvious reasons. Oh, the Digimon versus Pokemon one was fantastic, also worth mentioning. Anyway, hey Dumbo, what do you think about Metal Sonic? Metal Sonic is my favorite Sonic character. From a kid, I've just loved him design-wise, maybe lacking in the personality department. Have you actually seen Digimon, or was that a coincidence? If you have, what is or what was your thoughts on it? I've seen about half of the first series of Digimon. I've seen all of Data Squad. I've seen Digimon the movie, and I loved it. Like, Digimon is a series that I really did enjoy. Maybe not the dub so much, but I think the movies do it best. It's sort of falling into that anime trap of every single episode progressing so freaking slowly. Can you please do a Cherish Forever on the Paraka rap? Yo. Alright, sure, here we go. This is not worth the joke. This is not worth the joke.
There are just some things that fill me with indescribable joy. Certain things that invoke both...
On this episode of Cherish Forever, we're talking about the Paraka rap. Out of all of the Bionicle commercials, the one that sticks with me the most is the infamous Paraka rap, which is a work of art in terms of lyrical genius and a fantastic and catchy beat. My favorite... I can't, I'm sorry. Hey Doublegot, since you like Ruby, what are your thoughts on the main characters such as Ruby, Weiss, or Blake? Do you like anyone besides Yang, and who is your second favorite out of the team? I'm saving my thoughts on all the characters for the eventual Cherished I do on Ruby, which I know a lot of people aren't looking forward to, so I'm not going to say much about them, but you can be rest assured that I love all of them equally. My second favorite on the team would also have to be Weiss, I definitely say so. Which Megatron is more badass, the animated version or the Prime version? I thought the animated version. Your videos make me die laughing. Cool, I'm reading a dead person's comment. I'd have to say, recently, after rewatching animated, definitely the animated Megatron. Did you watch Ed, and Eddie? If you did, who was your favorite character? No, I've never seen Ed and Eddie before. I was never gifted enough to have Cartoon Network. Hey, Dumbo, I really would like to know, how did you learn to edit so well? I'm certainly trying to become a full-time YouTuber and streamer, but I just don't know where even to start with learning how to edit as well as you. Oh, thanks. That's a little difficult for me to say because I'm entirely self-taught. I've had people teach me the basics of Premiere, but I've sort of worked out my own editing style myself. I would definitely recommend tutorials in terms of like getting used to the software. Make sure, I imagine so, but watch a lot of YouTubers and see if you can replicate the way they edit in terms of like text moving on the screen and transitions and all that sort of jazz. The way I learned was just through inspiration from other people and just sort of fiddling around. Like recently with Premiere, I had to relearn how to use an entire editing software from scratch, and believe me, it wasn't easy. I'm still learning new stuff on it even 6 months after starting to use it. I can't really give you much advice. I'm sorry to say, I'm not really a good teacher. The best way I could recommend is just play around with whatever editing software you're using, Premiere, Vegas, whatever. Play around with it as much as possible, make a few test videos. I'm sure it'll be easy for you once you get it down pat. Which is your least favorite fembot? I don't know how to answer this one without having Tumblr attack me. Are you interested in doing Street Fighter or fighting games videos? Not Street Fighter, I've never played a Street Fighter game, and I can tell you I'm abysmal at fighting games, but maybe I'll do a few gaming videos on the channel with like friends or whatever one day, I don't know. What is your favorite prowl? Can you speak any other languages? What is the most cringy thing other than Transformers Energon? And lastly, will you ever try to make a stop motion? Thanks if you do read this and love your channel. Favorite prowl is the animated one. I definitely can speak Italian fluently, like no, banana, mamma mia. I've been trying to learn Italian for years and have not ever picked it up. It's really hard. I intend to learn Japanese because I'm a weeaboo. What is the most cringy thing other than Transformers Energon? My channel, realistic Minecraft videos. I've made stop motions in the past and I will never ever show them to you. They are terrible. I'm simply wondering if you can recommend any good Transformers fanfics for us tier fans, and I mean stories that have actually got effort put into them. I'm gonna be entirely honest, I don't read Transformers fanfiction very often. The only one I've really read is this one, and I do not recommend you read that one. KOXRC or Smoke XRC. Is that Knockout an RC or Smokescreen? I mean, Knockout is just the best by himself, okay. I'm gonna have to say Smoke XRC. I don't ship that, but if I had to pick the two of them. Notice me, Diamond Senpai! Okay, if you really are playing a spoopy game soon, may I suggest Layers of Fear Masterpiece Edition? It would certainly be a strong start. Oh shit. I've never heard of that, but that sounds wonderful. What is your favorite Hero Factory character? Mine is Furno. Rocker or Furno, I'd have to say. Why do you hate Five Nights at Freddy's? I really enjoy it. I understand any of your complaints. Prepares to send an army of hungry demogorgons to your house. Also, do you like Stranger Things? Do you watch Stranger Things? I recently finished season 2 and it is one of my favorite shows of this year. Why do I hate Five Nights at Freddy? Well, I don't hate the games. I don't know. I intend to do a video talking about it eventually. Like, I find the games really boring, and if I'm gonna be honest, they're really lackluster in terms of gameplay. It's just the same freaking thing every single game, but it's made by one guy who's really passionate about what he does. I don't want to critique it because he made it like there was a recently one that came out that was free. I don't want to throw shit at a guy who's doing this for the fans. So I don't hate Five Nights at Freddy's, I just am not a fan of the series. What is your favorite generation of Pokemon? Mine is Gen 2. I'd have to say Gen 3 because Blaziken, although recently I'm beginning to reconsider. I know More Than Meets the Eye is by far the best piece of Transformers rated media known to man, but I personally felt that its sister title Robots in Disguise, the IDW coming out the shitty TV show, was pretty close to being just as good. At times it was a bit of a sellout, yep, but I felt as if John Barber managed to incorporate Hasbro's shameless marketing in a fluid and reasonable way. What are your thoughts on that particular series of comics? Thanks for the kind words. Robots in Disguise was one, when I read it at the same time as More Than Meets the Eye, and initially I really didn't like it. I look back on it, and the reason I didn't like it was because of what was happening to all of the characters. Like, I didn't like the idea of all the Decepticons getting obliterated. I didn't like the idea of this cruel Autobot government. But when I go back to read it, it is really interesting. It's full of interesting themes and plot, and that Megatron takeover was really well done. I don't like it nearly as much as More Than Meets the Eye in terms of characters, but in terms of plot, I think it was really, really well done. But yeah, definitely yes to the sellout stuff. My god. Why do you want a Gundam Transformers crossover? I don't think it would really work. I don't really think it would work either. I mean, I don't think they'd be able to do it well. I just want to see Optimus fight a Gundam. That's all. Ah, look at that. Who would win in a fight? Barbatos from Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans or Optimus Prime? Well, that's implying I've seen Iron-Blooded Orphans, which I haven't. Would a Gundam beat Optimus Prime? It does depend on the Gundam. I'm assuming that one's super duper powerful. I know there are quite a few Gundams that could beat the crap out of Optimus, but my lack of knowledge for the Gundam prevents me from answering this question, so I'll let the comments decide that. Oh my god, so many Gundam questions. Which is your favorite Gundam? Did you check on Iron-Blooded Orphans? And would you give a chance to sub Yu-Gi-Oh since it was like Transformers Energon levels of dumb? My favorite Gundam ever would have to... What was it? Empion. Gundam Empion is freaking amazing. I've not watched Iron-Blooded Orphans yet. I'm progressively making my way through the series. I will get to that eventually. Apparently it's fantastic. And no, Yu-Gi-Oh is something I've never been interested in. It's just the concept is so boring. Like, nothing against those that do like it, but those type of animes like Dinosaur King, Pokemon even, it's just so freaking boring, and Yu-Gi-Oh is probably the worst offender for that for me. What do you think of the Headmasters, and which is your favorite? Mine is Hardhead. I think the Headmasters are a strange but decent concept. I think they were done really well, especially recently with Titan's Return, and my favorite would be Brainstorm. Why didn't you answer my friend Jackson's comment? Oh man, I wonder why I didn't answer one comment amidst 1,000 comments. He asked if he could redraw your Transformers comics. As I said, to anyone who wants to redraw or write a fanfiction of my TF comics, go ahead, you don't need to ask me for permission. Also, will you ever make a video on Angry Birds Transformers? Maybe a bolt bite on that, but probably not soon. Diamondbot, have to watch Hellsing Ultimate or Hellsing Ultimate Abridged. I've watched Abridged and I really like it. I don't think I'll check out the original because the violence just seems ridiculously over the top. Would you rebrand your Why I Love More Than Meets the Eye as a Cherished Forever video? I considered doing that, but I don't think it really classifies as a Cherished Forever video because it sort of lacked the proper formula that the recent ones have. I think if I was going to call it Cherished Forever, I'd rather just do another video on it. Quick question, was I abused as a child and just don't remember? Yep, I hope you went to lots of therapy, buddy. Could you do toy reviews? Well, that's the thing, I could, and I used to have an interest in doing so, but I feel like anything I would do would just be a worse version of Jobby the Hong. Do you have the animated Shockwave toy? No, I do not. Do you mind if I send you an Xbox One? Whoa, I don't mind, but that is gonna cost you a fortune. I thank you for the offer. Sorry, I'm not an Xbox X fan because it's garbage in general. Another question, what do you think about the Transformers Rid Combiners? I think they're really bad and stupid. Menacer was fine, but Ultra B can go burn in hell. Can you make a Cherished Forever on the movie Pacific Rim? I intend to do a bolt bite on that really soon. As I said, Cherished is really reserved for things that I freaking adore. And don't get me wrong, Pacific Rim is magnificent, but it's not really, didn't really invoke emotion within me. I have two questions. What qualities do you think a Transformers toy needs to be good? It needs to actually transform. That's a good step. And preferably it needs to actually look like a Transformer instead of a brick with arms. And what do you think of the IDW movie comic?
I liked most of them, especially the prequel comics, but the Dark of the Moon one sucked.
Do you like Overlord from IDW and Super God Master Force? I've actually never watched Super God Master Force, but definitely the one from IDW. How would reproduction work on post-Beast Machines Techno-Organic Cybertron? I do not want to know, says Mr. Featherton. I am with Mr. Featherton on this one. I don't want to know. When are you making a Never Top 5 Incarnation vid? And do you recommend me reading Last Stand and Sins of the Wreckers? Definitely recommend the last two. I really hated making the Incarnation videos. They were repetitive, they were dull, just they weren't fun to make. They were doing fine view-wise, but I didn't think they were really doing much for the channel. Hey Diamondbot, for your next Q&A, how excited are you for Avengers Infinity War and how did you react to the trailer? I'm actually refraining from watching the trailer since Marvel movies tend to show the whole goddamn movie in their trailers, but I can assure you I am extremely looking forward to avoiding spoilers on the internet for a week. Will you ever make an Instagram account, and can you make an Instagram account, please? I do not like Instagram all that much, and that is from never using it and only being showcased it through people taking photos of their food for no reason. I might, but at the moment, probably not. I might have to do it before some impersonators show up though. What would you think of a Seeker Combiner? I think it'd be pretty cool actually. I mean, it probably look like Mega Scream. I've base boosted and put together all G2 raps. Are you proud of me? Is this what hell sounds like? Just out of curiosity, have you ever watched Kamen Rider or Ultraman? I've never watched them before, no, but I might one day. I know you kept talking about never being able to have a G1 Ultimus because of the price, but would you consider getting one of the Chinese KO reissues, which are basically the same as the originals, but a ton cheaper? I might, but it just wouldn't feel the same, would it? I mean, it would probably look good, but I just have that shame inside that it's not the real thing. What do you think about Creo Transformers? What sets did you get? What is your favorite one? Mine is the Beast Hunters Optimus. Creo was really shit. I love the crayons, like don't get me wrong, the crayons were great, but the sets themselves, I mean, I'm not sure how I expected them to be able to make convertible building Transformers, but the fact that you had to destroy it to put it in the vehicle mode I thought was really stupid, because it was hard enough to build the robot mode. Do you consider yourself biased towards Transformers Prime? Do I consider myself biased? No, it's one of the few Transformers shows that I didn't grow up with per se. Like, I definitely grew up with Animated, Cybertron, Energon, but Prime was one that I watched independently. I wouldn't consider myself biased in any way. Like, maybe the fact that my infatuation with it is clouding my judgment of the flaws of it, but biased in the sense of why I like it? No. Do you like the Combiner Landcross? I do actually, it's really cool. Who the hell is Landcross? Ah, yeah. Yes. What do you think of the Loud House? Isn't that show on like Disney or Nickelodeon where it's like the one brother with all the sisters in the house? Never watched it, but apparently it's really good, so I will get to it one day. Are you going to do a Sonic Mania playthrough? Now, to address this once and for all, no. I find it hard enough to talk over the 2D classic sections of Sonic Forces. There's really not much to talk about when playing Mania. It's kind of just me gushing over the game. What's your favorite Ava unit and why? Have you played Bioshock? If so, what's your opinion on it? If not, play it. Do you want to die? My favorite Ava unit would have to be Unit 1, which is Shinji's. The reason being because I don't like the facial designs of Unit 2 and 0. I have played like 20% of Bioshock Infinite and just stopped playing it for no good reason. The original I've never played, but I do intend to get to it one day. What do you prefer, a Masterpiece series for War for Cybertron or TF Prime? I think I'd actually be better, like structure-wise for War for Cybertron. And what do you think about Soundwave returning to the Bay vs. Sound Blaster? Oh yeah, that'd be great for the 5 seconds he would be in the film. Do you think Transformers animated Shockwave is transgender since he is a Decepticon that turns into an Autobot and back? No, because Transformers has really established what a transgender for their species means, and switching factions does not make you transgender. That means that Drift and Punch would be transgender. I don't think so. I get where you're coming from, but no. Which is better, Ruby or DBZ? Well, I actually can't answer that question without signing my death warrant. However, I can definitely tell you what one I would rather sit down and watch without having to watch 60 episodes of the same fight. Hello, Diamondbot. Have you got any more Masterpiece figures? No, not yet. Do you think Transformers should stop the aligned continuity and make some new standalone series? I think the aligned continuity was killed as soon as Robots in Disguise showed up, so yes, I do. Are you going to make a movie for the end of every season of Ruin Forever? That is the idea, yes. Problem is, I haven't really established how many episodes there has to be in a season or what really classifies as a season finale yet. What's your favorite Sonic Mania level songs? I think the end of my video should be pretty obvious. Can't dance. What makes Ultra Magnus such a cool character? For me, especially the IDW one, he's just this perfect mix of badass and hilarious. Do you think IDW, Ultra Magnus, and Strong Arm would make a cute couple? Now, they'd be too busy trying to work out like the rules of their relationship. What are the 3 main reasons why you hate Naruto? For me, it's primarily because the 3 main characters annoy the hell out of me. The main reason I don't like it is because I had it like shoved in my face when I was young and I just got sick of hearing about it, and so it was like on a spiteful rampage to never check it out. But from what I know, the fact that the show has a filler guide indicates that it's obviously not very entertaining. You dread wing is punishing, his Gatling gun is illin'. This Decepticon bomb is a transformer. Can you dab? No. Never. Will you ever return to making data files and top 5 incarnations videos? Also, Skids X Diamondbolt Suck Edition being released in a month. No. No, I will never, ever make another data files. I hated making that so much. I don't really think my channel is the type for informative videos. I don't really think that's really for me. The closest you'll get is a review. So yeah, I'm sorry if that disappoints anyone, but I hated making data files and incarnation videos. As a fellow Aussie, are you pissed about the Power of the Primes probably not coming to Australia? Well, actually, not really. It saves me from going broke. Please don't be Transformers iDubbbz. Oh, okay, I guess I'll just stop trying to be funny then, since everything I do is apparently invoking iDubbbz. Also, do you like turtles? No. He's a good boy. I hate you. I hate you so much. Hey DB, I've been a fan since you were about 9k subscribers and the content just keeps getting better. Oh man, you've been a lad for a while. Thanks, man. Recently I've been enjoying Sonic Forces a bit and I wonder what your opinions on it. Also, have you heard of Norway? And if so, have you ever wanted to visit? I'm open to be your tour guide if you ever choose to visit. Oh, thanks. I don't intend to go to Norway, but if I ever go there, it's good to know that there's someone looking out for me. I intend to do a video on Sonic Forces eventually, but overall, I think it is a fun game with a lot of good ideas, but it feels like it was rushed out. Diamondbolt, please put this in your next Q&A. Thanks. So, my boy, may I get your thoughts on this monster in bed? I think design-wise, it's pretty decent. I mean, it looks better than the Beast, that's for sure. I mean, yeah, for what he is, he's probably the best we could have gotten out of a Dinobot combiner. I watch your videos with my Headmaster, Soundwave, and Blasters figures. My question is, if it's not too personal, you say you're in school, but you look fresh out of high school or something. I'd like to just say this now. Please stop asking for how old I am. I am purposely not disclosing it. I may choose to do so in the future, but I'm not telling you on purpose, alright? I obviously look a lot older than a lot of you guys think, but I can tell you I can still have a few years left of school to go. So I'm still in high school. I'm not out of it yet. Unfortunately. Do you like the How to Train Your Dragon series and do a Let's Play of Mystery of Convoy? I do not like the first movie. I love the second one, and I've read some of the books, and I like them. And I may actually be doing a Mystery of Convoy video eventually. Like I said, I'm planning to do more gaming one-shot, so that'll be fun. Ruin Forever Neo Saban Power Rangers. I've been receiving a lot of requests to do a Ruin Forever on Power Rangers, and that would require me to actually watch that garbage. So, I mean, sorry. If anyone likes Power Rangers, sorry, God, that slipped out. I hate it so much. It's not even funny. I'm not ruling it out as a possibility, but as I said, it's unlikely. In Age of Extinction, it wouldn't it make more sense if KSI, instead of building Galvatron, they built Pepsi Convoy? Would that not make the best film ever? It's like Transformers 6, Rise of Pepsi Convoy. I think that would have been much better than the plot in Age of Extinction. Hey, DB, do you think it's PetSmart or PetSmart? Well, PetSmart seems like what it actually is going for, but I like PetSmart better, so... You know James Roberts has a Twitter, right? Why aren't you following him? I did follow James Roberts for a while, but unfortunately, no disrespect against him, but all he tweets about is politics, and I don't care. Like, you find that with a lot of Transformers authors, or just comic book writers in general, all they seem to tweet about is politics, so... Can you make a Gundam Unicorn review or 00? One of the initial things I'd written down for Bolt Bites was a 00 review, so I'm not ruling it out as a possibility. I noticed a few Power Rangers toys in your collection, wanted to know what is your opinion on the series as a whole. I think the Megazords are the freaking coolest thing ever, but the shows themselves, and I have not seen Super Sentai, so I don't know if the Japanese version's better. Power Rangers is so formulaic that it's just enraging. Like, it's the same freaking thing every episode. I know it's for kids, but I watched it as a kid, and I hated it. The acting is bad. The fight scenes are usually bad. I'm sorry if anyone likes Power Rangers. I feel really bad right now. Look, I had a soft spot for Power Rangers when I was younger because I used to watch like SPD and Mystic Force and all that, but as a whole now, I just don't understand why it's as popular as what it is. My friends and I are doing a project where we create more than meets the eye characters out of Legos and put their slogans on the model, which is better for brainstorm. Anything that Perceptor can do, I can do better for science. And see a button, push it. I'd have to go with number 2. That seems more like brainstorm for science. A unit of Ruin Forever on Hero Factory Invasion down below. I don't think there's enough ground to cover with that one. It's kind of just like, oh yeah, the film was bad. The toys were boring. I've looked at all your videos like always, and I keep noticing you don't like the name Hardshell. I don't like it because it sucks compared to Bombshell, but I clarify why you don't like it. It just sounds wrong. I just think it sounds really dumb. I mean, I know Bombshell, like, the reason they changed it, I don't know whether it was licensing or the fact that whenever you look it up, this shit comes up, but I just think it sounds dumb. How do you feel about Australia having no snow? Oh, no, it's great. No, it's great. Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. Hey, Damabot, look what prototype I found. Do you think this is real? Oh, a Rung prototype toy. Can you take his head off? He's a headmaster? Because that's just really dark. React to the Titans Return trailer. Sure. Why would you do it? What have we done to deserve this? Is that our Noah Zero background? If so, what do you think of it? Our Noah Zero, yes. That is a very, very widely disliked anime from what I know. I loved it for what it was worth. Are you planning on continuing your Rise of the Darkspark series? I put all gaming on hold at the moment because gaming on YouTube is doing really shit at the moment. Like, I do plan to continue it eventually, but at the moment, I've just put it on hiatus until people start watching gaming again. Have you watched Ninjago? If so, who's your favorite ninja? Have you watched Sour Bridged? And why must you fire at me? Why do you guys keep... Enough with that, okay? Metroplex, I feel bad enough. I've watched 3 seasons of Ninjago, and I thought it was meh. My favorite ninja is definitely Kai, and I have seen Sour Bridged, and Kirito's voice in that is the funniest thing.
You sound like a girl.
What? No, I don't sound like a girl. That's crazy. That's crazy.
If you were contacted by Tarn and told you were next on the list, what would you do? I would watch as much Transformers Energon as possible to prepare for the incoming pain. Why do you hate Be Cool Scooby-Doo? It's not that bad, honestly. Of the 4 reboots, it's the only one I thought was actually good. Oh, I've never seen it. I was just told by people that it was really bad, so I included it as one of their 4 horsemen. I don't actually intend to do a Ruin Forever on it, actually, if I'm being honest. How's it going? Good. Would you like me to send you my masterpiece Soundwave? I have 2. Why do you have 2? What do you need 2 for? Would you like me to send it? Oh, man. I don't want to sound yes. I don't want to say yes because that sounds like really egotistical. Like, yeah, send it to me. But, oh, that's really nice of you to offer. I'd love a masterpiece Soundwave, but don't feel pressured to send it, honestly. It'd be really expensive to send. Can you make more Bionicle videos? I don't really think there's any other topics to cover with Bionicle. That's kind of why I did that whole Bionicle series and review video. That was so I could just get the whole series out of the way. Can we really blame Getaway for betraying the Lost Light? I mean, Megatron, the bot that started the war, suddenly comes aboard your ship. If I were an Autobot, I would think, why do we let him and kill him no matter what? Also, if you were to make your own weapon from Ruby, what would it be, and then what would its features be? Oh, honestly, I couldn't make anything cooler than what Yang has. The only thing I want ever is the shotgun gauntlets. That is a very interesting argument. I understand where Getaway's coming from. However, the series doesn't really show, like, conversation between Getaway and Rodimus. Like, you've never really seen them talk to each other. And Getaway's actions were kind of harsh. The methods he went to get rid of Megatron were just such a dick move. What is your favorite Spider-Man movie incarnation, and what is your opinion on Sonic Unleashed Heroes in 06? Favorite Spider-Man would have to be Homecoming, undoubtedly. Sonic 06 is a game that has a very interesting story concept that was executed in the worst possible way. I do not like Heroes. I hate that game. I have the PS2 version, so that may explain it, but I hate it. But Neo Metal Sonic's cool, though. And Unleashed is actually, I want to love it. I really do. But the Werehog sections just absolutely destroy it for me. But the story, I think, and the day sections really make it stand out for me. What do you think to my reimagining of Soundwave as a Seeker? I think that looks freaking awesome. Like, that's actually amazing design of Soundwave. Holy crap. Do you play or like rugby? Sports. Also, can I send you my social security and birth certificate in your PO box? Preferably not. If you were stuck in a room with Energon Ironhide, Hitler, and Stalin, but you had a gun with 1 bullet, what would you do? Well, Energon Ironhide is the only one that hasn't died yet, so... Do you like Ninja Turtles? I like the series as a whole, but I've never really gotten into it. Do you want to see a Star Wars crossover with Transformers? Oh, we had one. Sort of. Who would win, Optimus Prime or the Iron Giant? Easily Optimus. What would you do if movie Optimus Prime came to your house? Give him my face? Do you like my profile picture? Is that the thing from the new Star Wars movie? Because if so, yes. I know you aren't super excited about the Bumblebee movie, but do you have any hopes for the film? I actually do. I think it'll be interesting to see what a new director's going to do with it. I don't think it'll be good, but I think it'll be different, so if that's worth anything. Hey DB, I noticed pretty much all the Q&A comments start with Hey DB, so I'm going to do that from now on. He's found me out. My question is, do you have the Times Return Leader Class Soundwave? No, I do not. I have been looking at getting it, but I thought his head comes off, so I'm like, nah. Hey, DB. I love what you and your humor makes me laugh every time, and I have a quick question. Would you kill Soundwave or create a fanfic of Hot Rod and Ironhide from Energon? I'll write a fanfiction right now. Oh, Ironhide. Hotshot softly moaned as Ironhide gently caressed his massive, abnormally large shoulders. Ironhide leaned in close, placing his mouth up to Hotshot's audio receptors, and whispered ever so gently, Kicker! Who is the best Toa team leader? Tahu or Jalla? Well, I want to say I love your videos. You're one of my top favorite YouTubers and you never fail to make me laugh. Your top 10 Fembots video always makes me smile no matter how much I watch it. Out of all of them, it's that one. I look forward to seeing your future videos. Also, have you seen Reviving Bionicles and have you made your own Varoki yet? I've seen a few episodes of Reviving Bionicle and I thought it was hilarious. I do not know what a Varoki is though, so... Mr. Bolt, you are probably the greatest YouTuber in existence. Seriously, dude, your content is awesome. Oh my god, thank you. You guys are gonna make me blush. Who would win in a fight, Unicron or Godzilla? I'm pretty sure Unicron could just use his finger and just... Can I send you my MP Ultra Magnus 2? Oh my god. If you want... I mean, that's... As I said, guys, don't send me anything that's going to cost you a freaking fortune. Don't do that. I don't want to make you guys pay, but thank you. And just the fact that you would consider it is... Do you have a question for your subscribers? Like, let's reverse the roles, because I think it'll be interesting and fun. You know what? I do have a question. How was your year this year? Did you guys have a good year? I'm hoping lots of people do, but be sure to let me know in the comments. I'd be interested to know. And lastly, is my English terrible? If so, you can blame my teacher. Actually, no. It is better punctuated and, like, written than a lot of comments I read. Which Sonic female character do you find attractive? Oh my god, definitely. What's the cat called? Big the cat. May I please suggest you doing a Ruin Forever on Batman? I find the character and his franchise overrated and oversaturated. I was considering doing one on the DCEU. I haven't seen Justice League yet. Maybe not on Batman as a whole, because I can't say I'm really intently into the series. I love your channel and I always want to watch more. My question is, do you play first-person shooters like Halo or Doom? I've played Halo and I liked it. I've never played Doom and intend to play it one day. As I said, the only FPS I've ever played was Titanfall 2, which I love. Could you do a little bit of Marvel content? Maybe a Bolt Bite one day, or maybe like a coverage of the Marvel MCU. I might do a video on Infinity War when that comes out, but I don't really have any ideas in that area. Would you do a top video about Gundams or mobile suits? Probably not, to be honest. Would you like if I send you an RG Gunpla, or if I'm lucky, an MG Gunpla? They might be a bit difficult to build, especially the RG because of the small pieces, but at least they don't use those painful sticker colors. If you were kind enough to send me a Gunpla, I would build it. I'm just saying, I would invest the time in doing that. I'd feel bad if just to leave it in the box. Dear Diamond Bolt, I am a big fan. I've been watching your video since you didn't even use a mic. Oh my god, you poor thing. Which is worse, Energon or Rid 2015? Look, Rid 2015 is terrible, but Energon is that's Rid, that's Energon, okay? How would you feel about Shockwave and Soundwave being best buddies? That's adorable. And lastly, can you see all of me? Walk into my destiny, step inside and hold on to dear life. Do you remember me? Set me free. Where's that damn fourth chaos? Can you make the next episode of Cherish Forever about Star Wars: The Clone Wars? I explained this in a community post I did. Cherish Forever is a more personalized series. It's Cherished is for stuff I like. I know it's a bit selfish, I'm sorry. For me, it's much easier to talk about why I cherish something when it's something I actually like. So it'd be hard to do one on the Clone Wars for me. Will you ever make another Death Note video and keep up the good work? I intended to do one on the movie and I still haven't watched most of that, so maybe a Ruined Forever. I was thinking of like doing a Ruined Forever on Americanized anime films or something along those lines, so stay tuned. Would you rather have Grimlock or Soundwave as a friend? Well, Grimlock would eat me. Hey Diamondbot, would you be open to doing a Ruined Forever on Transformers toys? Thanks, love the videos, man. I did consider doing that actually, and yeah, those are some very good examples of how, like, what the actual hell is Hasbro smoking? I might do one, but I can't say I've got a proper idea of what direction to take said video in, but I will keep it in mind. Have you seen Assassination Classroom, and what are your thoughts on RWBY Volume 5 so far? I've never seen Assassination Classroom. I intend to watch that one day, and I've seen one episode of RWBY Volume 5 because I'm waiting for all of them to come out so I can do like a binge watch of all of them. Hey Bold, I've been watching your videos for a while and you're one of my favorite YouTubers ever. Oh my god, you guys are so nice. What do you think G1 would have been like if it only took place on Cybertron, and how do you think it would have impacted the series as a whole? That is very interesting. I think that may have, like, if it had only taken place on Cybertron, I don't think it would be as popular. Probably made like the whole coming to Earth thing. It would have happened eventually, but that would have cancelled out what, like, Beast Wars wouldn't have happened. Would you consider playing the War for Cybertron DS games and the Transformers Prime game? The War for Cybertron DS game can go burn in a fire. I played that when I was a kid and I despised it. The Transformers Prime game I may play for the channel one day. Do you think Devastation is part of the IDW continuity? Is that Devastation is in the game or the IDW story? One of those is definitely in the IDW continuity. One of those is not. Did you know that Ruby is crossing over with 3 fighting game franchises in one game? It's called BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle. Yes, I am extremely excited for that. I love BlazBlue and I'm looking forward. I'm going to buy the shit out of that when that comes out. Can I send you my ass in a box? You can try. Do you have a job? What is it? YouTube. It's a real job, Dad. Have you seen the cartoon series Zoids? I've heard of Zoids, but I don't really know anything about it. And that brings us to the end of another Q&A with Diamondbot. Wow, that one took 2 hours to film. Thank you guys so much for a fantastic year. I have loved every second I've worked on a video, knowing that there are people out there waiting eagerly for the next video, and you guys are just so nice and generous, and it's just such a I feel genuinely like happy at the moment all the time. And yeah, YouTube's really stressful. There's a lot of shit that happened this year that really got me down, and I intend to talk about that with the upcoming Ruined Forever. But overall, this year's been great for the channel, this year's been great for me, and I hope that this year's been great for all of you. I'm looking forward to another year with you all, and hopefully many more. Here's to 100,000. Thank you guys so much. Diamondbot out.